I'm here with Amanda Culp, and she has some questions that would likely occur in pursuing some nutrition coaching.
One question I have about the program is, are there specific recipes that I have to cook, or do you give me numbers to work with when I make my food every week? How does the program work for me?
Okay, so we just apply a macronutrient ratio very commonly. There's nothing crazy about that ratio. It's very mainstream. From there, our weekly surveys might dictate that we adjust one or another macro until we find the balance that works best for the individual, as long as it works best for the individual, which we know will change too. So we're prepared to make that change when that occurs. As far as like recipes and stuff, we have a Facebook group that you could be a part of, and you can get recipes and share recipes with each other that have worked well, that hit your macros well. Like, hey, this is a high protein dish and it really fit the macronutrient ratio that I needed really well. And you could share those things. We actually do monitor that to make sure that nobody's sharing like cheat meals as recipes, because that would obviously distract from the result.
Yeah.
But yeah, we don't tell you exactly what to eat. We just kind of guide you on how much, really.
Well, you mentioned cheat meals, so that leads me to my next question. And that is there anything I can't eat?
I would say no. We want it to be a lifestyle change. So I don't really want people to adjust their lifestyle to a degree that actually stresses them out further. So if they have a standing appointment to go to dinner with their friend on Thursday night, that is probably something that's helping their stress hormones a lot. And with the pursuit of balancing hormones, we don't want to say, no, you can't do that. Now, we might try to look at the menu with you or something like that and say, hey, maybe these are the better items to order, or maybe stay away from these things if you can, right? But for the most part, we're not going to say absolutely not. We are going to try to limit some of those cheat meals, though. So I usually tell people you have one day where you don't track, you don't do anything. You can kind of eat whatever you want, but try not to go nuts. Maybe just have one awesome dessert. And what we're trying to get psychologically for those people is it's an actual treat. People call them treats, but they have them daily. That's no longer a treat, right? A treat is meant for once in a while, not every single day. So once a week, we usually let people kind of do what they want to do.
So some of the diets I've done in the past, I've felt like I was just starving. I kind of went too extreme, and then I felt like I also lost my strength. So is it customized to my goals? Like, am I trying to lose fat and maintain muscle? Am I trying to just gain muscle? Is it customizable for the person?
Yes, it's 100% what we do is customize it to the person and their goals. And half of that is analyzed in the face-to-face, one-on-one with some of the measurements we take. How tall are you? How much do you currently weigh? And then we know, this person, this sex should weigh approximately this much at this height. So then we start basing numbers kind of based off of what we know is a median normalcy for that person. And then every week we can make adjustments. So you saying that you were really starving, right? That's in our questionnaire every week, is how hungry were you? And if we see that you were hungry every single day, then we're going to adjust probably your fat or something along those lines to help satiate your appetite, because that is a hormonal response of hunger. And that distracts from the balance that we're trying to create.
So how sustainable do you think this is? Is this something that I have to pay for and be on for 52 weeks of the year? Or do you cut me loose at any point in time?
We will not tell you when to cut it loose. But basically, if you stop feeling like it's enough change in a month for you to do it, and you've developed your strategies, no, we want people to do this as long as it takes and get off of it, so they can live their life. They shouldn't need this the rest of their life, but some people really just want the service for their accountability's sake. And that's sometimes more powerful than they all know what to eat. A lot of people know what to eat, but it comes down to accountability, because they know if they have to write or fill out that survey and they say, hey, I cheated way too much this week, like they have to write that down and own that. That changes their mode about everything, and they will be more likely to stick to it and adhere.
Yeah. So if I have a friend that's not a member of the gym, can they use your services?
Yes, the nutrition service is both a part of the gym and separate. Mainly what I do as coaching is going to be with the members in the gym, but we also have another coach, Rocky, who will work with anybody and everybody. And we both do the same thing. We have meetings pretty much daily about, some of the results we're seeing or some of the struggles we're having with individuals and how to strategize to get them to do what we want them to do so that they can have the goals that they want to have.
What are some things that I can start doing right now to make better food decisions?
The meal prep is huge. If you're not taking at least your one day off a week or your few hours off a week to meal prep, I think that is the biggest game changer in can you do this at all, right? Because for me, I'm especially guilty of this when I was doing 5-hour windows of coaching and there's really no opportunity to eat a real meal in there. I would go home and eat the first thing I could, and then I would feel kind of satiated after that, but I didn't eat anything quality. Mm-hmm. So like if I had a bowl of cereal, it's like, yeah, okay, my hunger just went down. But all these other hormones are spiked. I'm having a pretty negative reaction, and then I end up wanting to sleep. I didn't get very many calories, but I satisfied my hunger and my current need. So when you get to that point, that's bad, right? So meal prep is huge, huge, huge for me. And then the other thing that you could do right now is have at least a cup of vegetables, if not 2, with every meal that you have.
So I'm a mom. There's a lot of moms at the gym, or a lot of parents. I'll just generalize that. And I often say, oh, I don't have time to do this. Mm-hmm. Do you have any tips on things to make it go more quickly?
To make meal prep go more quickly, I actually advise that you block off a big amount of time and just commit to that. It's just going to take you a while. And you put on a show. I like putting on a cooking show while I'm doing it because it helps me be like, oh, that's inspiring because they're enjoying that so much. Now I want to enjoy this so much. Because I'll be honest, I think that I stress out about it a lot. So honestly, watching a cooking show is one of my biggest go-to moves right now, or throwing on podcasts and learning at the same time.
Well, I like Pioneer Woman, so I probably shouldn't cook any of her.
Well, you don't have to cook what they're cooking. You just have to know that they're enjoying something so you can enjoy